Lesson 10, surface area of cylinders. Now for this lesson, you are going to need to have your geometry booklet open in front of you with a pen or a pencil to something to write with. So if you don't have that booklet, please pause the video right now, go and grab it and open it up to page 21, the surface area of cylinders. We're going to be going through that page together. I'm going to be giving you what the fill in the blanks are and showing you all of the steps. I've made my slides hopefully correspond nicely with that page so that you can figure out what you need to write where. All right, so we have here a picture of a cylinder and we are going to be finding the surface area of that cylinder. So just like we did with the other shapes, with the prisms and pyramids, we're going to take the net of the cylinder and use that to help us find the surface area. So we have to take our shape and we flatten it out. Now, to find the surface area, we have to find the area of all the surfaces. You know how to find the area of a circle just using the radius, because we have the formula, area equals pi r squared, pi times the radius squared. You know what pi is, so all you need is the radius. We have the radius of the circle. Nice, we can figure out the area of both of those circles. Now, the only other thing that you have to do is find the area of the rectangle that is created when you flatten out the cylinder. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, the area is base times height. We only have a height. We only have a 6 centimeters. You can use the information that you have here to figure out the area of this cylinder. You don't need any more information other than the radius of the circle and the height of the cylinder. And the reason for that is because the length of the base of the rectangle is the same measurement as the circumference of the circle. So you have to do a little bit of visualizing here and imagine folding or rolling up that net. You would roll the rectangle right around the circle. And if that's not making a whole lot of sense to you, or you don't believe me that that's true, you can try printing off a net from the internet, cut it out, and then try it yourself. If you roll up that rectangle, the base length will curl right around that circle. So to find the length of the base, all you have to know is how to find the circumference of a circle. And that's been a few lessons since we've done that, but we do have a formula for that, and the formula is pi times the diameter. So we have all of the information that we need to figure out the surface area of this cylinder. So on your page 25, you have a follow these steps section. I would like you to fill in the missing words. These are the steps that you are going to follow in finding the surface area of the cylinder. Pause the video right now, write down the steps, and then once you hit play again, we'll go through the steps and I'll explain exactly how they work. All right, let's follow the steps. So step 1 is to find the area of the circle. So we should remember our formula for that is pi r squared, which is pi times the radius squared. We know what pi is. We know what the radius of our circle is. It's 4, so that's 3.14 times 4 squared. Then our next step is to write down what 4 squared is. And remember, it's not 4 times 2, it's 4 times 4. Okay, so you actually have 3.14 times 16. And you can punch that into your calculator, make it a little bit easier on yourself when we're using pi. And if you do that, you come up with 50.24 centimeters squared. Okay, so nothing new there, finding the area of a circle. Then we have, for step 2, we want to be able to find the length of the rectangle. And how we do that is if we find the circumference of the circle. So our formula is pi times the diameter. So 3.14 times the diameter, which is 8, so twice the radius. And punch that into your calculator, you end up with 25.12 centimeters squared. So the length of our rectangle is 25.12 centimeter. Oh, I just realized I did centimeter squared. Uh-oh. Don't do that. We're not finding the area right now. So length of the rectangle, 25.12 centimeters, not centimeters squared. Then our next step, now that we know the length of that rectangle, is we can find the area of the rectangle. And formula for that is base times height. So we take our 25.12, multiply it by 6, and you end up with 150.72 centimeters squared. So that's the area. Oops, make that look a little more like a 0. 150.72 centimeters squared is the area of your rectangle. And then the final thing that we have to do to find the surface area is to simply add up all of the areas of the surfaces. So we'll start with our rectangle. That was our area for our rectangle. And then if you think back to our net, you have it on your paper so you can just look back. We have a rectangle and we have 2 circles. So we found that the area of one circle was 50.24, but we have to add in another circle to find our total surface area. If you add those together, you come up with 251.20 centimeters squared, or you could just write that as 251.2 centimeters squared. That's your final surface area. Okay, so you added the rectangle, a circle, and a circle. Now just one word of warning. If I go back a few slides over here, students in the past have gotten a little bit confused because we spent all this time calculating the circumference, that they might accidentally add the circumference into the final surface area. The only reason that we calculated that circumference was to be able to find the length so that we could find the area of the rectangle. So don't add in step 2, okay? That was just helping us find the area for step 3. So just make sure at the end you've got a rectangle, a circle, and a circle, and then you shouldn't run into any problems.